Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about 10 inmates escape a Philippines jail and hold a bus hostage. Philippines Bureau of Immigration reports sharpening rise in fugitive arrests. Filipino employee robs a former place of work. Widespread fake news from Cambodia authorities. Thailand and Cambodia meet in Malaysia to talk ceasefire, and much more, beginning with the fan favorite USD to Peso exchange rate. Right now, $1 still holding strong at approximately 56.9, so just under the 57 mark. And yeah, how y'all doing? Having a good time? I don't know why I'm in a good mood, but I heard a funny ass joke that's so stupid, but I can't get it out of my head. I'm going to share at the end of this video. Here's our main story. 10 inmates escaped Batangas Provincial Jail on the morning of July 8, 2025. Obviously, 10 inmates escaped from the Batangas Provincial Jail in Ibaan Town, Batangas. According to police reports, one inmate threatened a prison guard with an ice pick and stole his firearm while the group was being escorted to a utility room. Taking advantage of the chaos, others fled. A hot pursuit operation is underway, and 5 of the escapees have already been arrested after taking a bus hostage. Governor Vilma Santos Recto has ordered a full investigation, noting that the jail had only recently transferred 792 male inmates from an old facility on June 24th, even though security systems were not fully in place. Looks like a stuff of movies, man. People had to get out. They couldn't take it anymore. Filipino prisons and jails are no joke. I've never been in one, but I've seen horrible, like it's crazy in there. You know, like just the number of people packed in there, the number of roaches, no air conditioning. It's just crazy. So please stay out whenever you can, my fellow peoples. Get out of there. Don't be in there. So you don't have to escape and be caught. Yeah, there's footage of it from many different sources. And then the Bureau of Immigration in the Philippines reported a significant increase in the arrest of foreign fugitives during the first half of 2025. A total of 264 fugitives were arrested from January to June, a sharp rise from only 69 arrests during the same period last year. Notable arrests are Lee Juan from South Korea, caught in Cebu for violent robbery. Chu Hyong, South Korea, arrest for KRW 2.26 billion fraud using fake real estate collateral. And 4 Japanese linked to the Luffy syndicate, impersonating police, and well, a lot of stuff like that. 7 more Japanese tied to the JP Dragon Group, basically a whole bunch of arrests. The arrested individuals face deportation for being undesirable aliens. Additionally, over 1,400 foreigners, mainly Chinese, Vietnamese, that we talked about, relate to Pogo. So this one isn't really Pogo related, but it's fugitives on the run from their own country that the BI has worked with other international groups to catch them. Looks like the Philippines is no longer, I don't know if it ever was, but it's not a haven for criminals. They have all these like facial recognition, biometrics, people snitching, online activity tracing, lack of bribes to the right people. Who knows? Whatever it is, you can't get away as easily, I assume, as maybe a couple decades ago with the rise of the internet. Speaking of criminals, a former fast food employee robbed his former workplace on Sunday morning and hurt other people in the exchange. Buddy, the first thing I gotta look at is former employees, people that got fired, people that recently left. And there's cameras everywhere these days. It's very difficult to get away with crimes if you're not smart enough. And the fact that you went robbed your old employer, yeah, I'm gonna guess you're not that very coming from a guy that can't speak, you know. But all jokes aside, yeah, guys, stay out of trouble. Next up, a 33-year-old modern basically a bus driver in Medellin, Cebu, was apprehended by the Traffic Enforcement Agency of Mandaue after driving onto a gutter amidst heavy traffic in Mandaue City. The driver, who became emotional, stated he felt challenged while driving next to a trailer truck. What do you mean challenged, bro? Team head Ryota said that the driver faces sanctions for reckless driving and driving on the sidewalk. You felt challenged in which way? Like who's got the bigger car, the bigger truck, or you felt challenged because you recently watched the Fast and Furious movies and you just couldn't have somebody being ahead of you? This is not good, you know, because obviously safety reasons. Traffic is a serious issue in the Philippines, and you don't want to be. You know what it is? I really don't like the fact that the public buses are privatized. Personally, like this is obviously when you have incentives of trying to pack in as many people, complete the routes as often as possible, and also like not being tired, so people take substances and all that. It's not good for public safety. A personal opinion. I'm sure it's just in any country, right? Why would you incentivize a very serious job where other people's safety is in your hands, right? So I don't like that. It's the same whenever I travel to random countries and they basically solicit a ride. They say, hey, come on, get inside, let me give you a ride. Like, buddy, if I needed a ride, I'll be looking for you. Don't worry. If I wanted to get in there, I would have got in there, or I would have waved you down or something. So a lot of these privatizations, not that they hassle you or whatever, but you go to certain countries and they're always like trying to get you in the van or the car or the bus or the jeepney. I'm just like, when did you ever have to sell a ride? People will just get in there. No, you got to be somewhere you're going to take it. And it's not like it's like a upgrade to something where you're trying to upsell it. It's the lowest form of transportation, public transportation, right? So just some things that crossed my mind. Let's move on to some positive stories. Let's go take a look at the Filipino. Carlo Beato became the first Filipino to win the World 9-Ball Championship twice, edging out USA's Fedor Gorst 15-13 in a nail-biting final in Jeddah. The victory earned Beato a cool $250,000, woohoo, and cemented his legacy in the world's billiards. Congrats to Carlo. Isn't like arguably the best billiards player in the history of the game Filipino? I think I saw a bunch of clips a long time ago of, I don't even know the guy's name, but I just remember I think he was a Filipino man that was the best in billiards, 9-ball, or pool. I'm sure there's different variations of all this stuff, but good for this guy. That's $250,000. Yeah, nice. You know what else is nice? Check out this dude. In 15 days, Kevin Maglanete hiked the full length of Cebu Island, covering 357 kilometers. Whoa, good for this guy. He had a goal, he achieved it. You know, I'm not a kind of guy that gets really emotional. I don't cry that often. But all you gotta do is show me some athletic dude, or at least someone trying to complete something in the athletics, sports, and put a little bit of music of him achieving his goal, and buddy, here comes the waterworks. I don't know what it is. Maybe I grew up like playing sports or all that stuff, but somebody that has an athletic dream, try to accomplish something in sports, gets me a little bit emotional. Let me know. It's like somebody running a marathon and then the guy gets hurt. It's like, I don't know if it's like where this came from. Maybe Forrest Gump planted the seed, Inception.
Oh, goodness me. This is a horrible sight.
This was the moment that Jonathan Brownlee had suffered extreme exhaustion and lost his chances of winning gold.
Jonathan Brownlee has lost it now.
He thought of giving up, but then this happened.
The Olympic champion carries his younger brother towards the podium.
I cannot believe what we are seeing here. We've never seen anything like this before.
The brothers are coming home arm in arm, but Johnny can hardly stand. And Alistair is having to drag him across the line and pushing him home for second.
Speaking of inspiration and motivation, look at this man. In front of a Santo Niño Basilica, George, in Cebu, a man in his 20s with a disability earns a living by selling sampagueta lies. I'm sure, I don't know what that is. I think it's something to do with church. It's like a little flower thing. From his wheelchair. Since childhood, he has carried out his work with steady persistence. His labor speaks of dignity, proof that having a disability does not mean a life without purpose or pride. Love it. Fantastic. What's your excuse, bro? What are you doing sitting at home not earning money? If this man is out there in a wheelchair with disability, making a living all day in the sun, I personally should have no excuse. Anyone with the physical capability of body and mind should be able to earn a living in any country, because it just goes to show you, you know. Obviously, I'm not simple. I know others have. Some people have a lot more than others, and very privileged depending on which country you come from. But it's good to see people not simply asking for money and actually doing something about it. So good for this guy. Very inspirational. People like him, and also people that go to like the gym with like missing limbs. And I've seen a dude, I swear to God, I don't even know if it was real. I couldn't watch it because I felt so bad. The man had no arms and no legs, and he's still at the gym. I'm like, what are you working out, bro? But you're still there. What's the excuse for my fat ass? Brings us to our joke that I was talking about earlier, right? What do you call a man with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. What? That is the stupidest joke, but I can't get it out of my head. Not much news going on. Sana, the state of the nation, is going on in the Philippines, so most of the news is being covered for that. Now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I share some of the most popular comments. But first, I'd like to thank Robert, who bought me 20 coffees. Wow, so generous. Oh boy, do I have some memes for your Facebook page. I'll try to keep them clean. No, please, the dirtier, the better. We're all adults. I don't care. Go ahead and post whatever on the Facebook page, which, by the way, I said in yesterday's video, I've launched a Facebook page for Asia Now, so please go ahead and follow that page. I'll try to leave the link in the description and the comments. Check it out, become part of the community, and share your memes, thoughts, videos, whatever you like. Also, I want to thank Sean Roden with a $5 super thanks toward the channel and says, thanks. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Some of the top comments come from Steven. accidentally discovered after an argument, accidentally in quotations, about the woman who says she found some illicit stuff with her husband after an argument. And Mabuhay says, remember, she's a Filipina and very patient and calculated to wait for the right time. Surprise! Brian said, why is Trump not calling Netanyahu and give him the same option? He knows Israel is keeping food from starving people. I completely agree, 100%. WMSEO says, I agree that the Filipino immune system are way better than mine, but my wife's classmate passed away from walking in floodwater. She got that flesh-eating bacterial, I guess. She got a fever the next day and passed away shortly after, so they're tough, but not immortal. Yeah, I don't think anyone said they're immortal. Yesterday's point was that they have a stronger immune system to deal with the floods than I personally would and most of the Western people. That is that. Leave your thoughts down below regarding any of the stories I covered today. Oh, I forgot to talk about the Cambodia-Thailand situation in Malaysia. The Royal Thai Armed Forces headquarters categorically rejected the allegation made by spokesperson of Cambodia, Ministry of Defense, Mali, who claimed that the Thai military had invaded Cambodian territory and used chemical weapons in military operations. Quote, these claims are completely unfounded and represent a deliberate spread of false information, the statement declared. Thailand has maintained unwavering stance against chemical weapons throughout its history, never developing, manufacturing, stockpiling, or deploying such weapons under any circumstances. The nation strictly adheres to its obligations under the Chemical Weapons Convention and upholds international humanitarian law, consistently prioritizing the protection of innocent civilians above all. The Thai military took aim at Cambodia's approach. I don't think I have to tell you, fake news spreads really, really quickly on the internet. Many people would just simply look at something and believe it, and it's normal. I mean, I'm sure, guilty of it at times. So stuff like this, though, significantly coming from authorities, officials, embassies that are factually not correct, it's not a good sign. Also, right now, Malaysia is hosting both Cambodia and Thailand to go ahead and talk about ceasefire. I think by now you guys are watching this, there might be a resolution. Both representatives of China and the U.S. are there during this meeting because Thailand, it's just a very complicated situation. China's back in Cambodia and has been for a long time. The U.S. wants to have some allies in the region of the ASEANs because China's kind of influence on the ASEAN countries is becoming really large. So, of course, America wants to have something to say about that. And that's basically it. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Not to get too serious because some of these stories can be very traumatic, but it's part of our lives if we're going to live down here in Southeast Asia. Thanks for watching. Bye.